Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back. Today is August 1st. Hopefully, you guys are excited. Month, new mindset, new me, same trades, right? So, looking at the overall economical calendar, you guys can see we have PMI coming out today, SISM coming out as well too, ADP employment coming out on Wednesday, jobless coming out on Thursday, and a whole bunch of other information. Make sure you guys check this information out. These information can overall affect the overall market. We're going to jump into the watch list. Looking at Roku, Roku had earnings on the 27th. You guys can see it's continuing its overall uptrend. Definitely want to watch Roku in these next upcoming days. It is at 1 year highs. It's continuing to move up. If you guys remember, Roku was trading a lot higher than this before. So Roku is actually trying to gap up. So let's see what happens overall with Roku. I think it's a little bit more on the overbought side. As you guys can see, the RSI is overbought. If you guys want to short it, watch for a break below 91, and then we can start basically going down towards these $80 levels over here. So watch out for Roku. Let me get rid of this line over here. So I think we could start basically bringing it below 91 and start going down towards 85. Watch for a break above 97, then we can start pushing up towards 100. Apple has earnings this week. Make sure you guys keep that in watch. Apple has earnings and Amazon. So we'll talk about Amazon in a second, but Apple has earnings on the 3rd. So definitely want to watch Apple as it continues its uptrend, has a 198 high over here. Once we break that, we can start going to 200 and higher. To the downside, watch for the break of 195, and then we can start going lower from there. Just going to set my alerts. Not going to really trade it for earnings. You guys know me, I don't trade earnings, but I'll trade it after and before. Jumping over towards Amazon. Amazon has earnings on the 3rd as well after hours. Want to see how it's going to overall perform. You guys can see it went from 125 to 133 in recent times from the 26th of July to the 31st yesterday. So definitely want to watch to see if it continues its uptrend. You can see it's going sideways over here at that 133, 134 price point. If we break above it, we can start basically going to 135, maybe even 136. So set your alerts for that. If it does break the trade line to the downside, we could possibly have a pullback. Want to watch to see if it basically breaks that 133 flat, and then we can start basically getting down towards these ranges at 130. Uber had earnings this morning. Definitely want to keep Uber on watch today, especially since it just reported this morning. We could possibly see some action. RSI is a little bit more on the overbought side. We squeezed out towards 52.73. She was originally trading at 47 yesterday, right around that 47 range, and now she's at like 52. Uber is at, I believe, the 1 year high as well too. And if we go to the 3 year high, I think it was a little bit higher than this in the past. So this could possibly end up being like a gap fill depending on how people perceive the Uber earnings. Not today, but long run, that Uber could possibly start going up higher, maybe even towards those. I believe she's at 51 now. Actually, let me extend this. 51 was a previous resistance level 3 years ago. So I want to watch to see if it breaks above that 51 level, and then she could start possibly even going up towards those 60 levels. So keep that and watch. She's a little bit overextended right now. If she does pull back, want to watch to see if she actually breaks the 20-day trade line. Let's drop down towards the 20-day over here. She breaks the 20-day trade line around like 50, and then the 180-day at 49, then you could possibly get a nice gap down towards 47. You can see she's already starting to give back some of this move towards that 52. Next one we're going to talk about is Tesla. Tesla had a sideways day yesterday. If we drop down towards the 15-minute, you guys can see that she's just been chopping around right next to that 1 year trade line over here. So she's just been chopping around here. We had some basically drop to the downside, and it basically found support on the SMA, started bouncing around. Typically, when stocks are going sideways, this makes it very difficult to trade. Yeah, you could scalp it, maybe on a lower time frame, like a 5 minute or 1 minute. But overall, you don't really have any key direction for Tesla right now. And Tesla loves to go sideways for a period of time. So definitely want to stay clear of it. If you even look at the chart over here, there's plenty of times where Tesla's just going sideways or maybe a day, a month, or weeks. So let's see what happens. Overall, Tesla has been going sideways. If you look at the overall broad picture, she's been trapped between 274 and that 250, 254 level over here. We want to see what's overall going to happen. It's creating a lot of chop over here, so definitely want to watch and see what happens. MACD is crossed up on the 180 day, although it is rejecting that 1 year trade line. If we do start to break below 265, we could start going down towards 262, maybe even lower. So definitely that's what I'm watching, especially if the MACD ends up crossing down on the 180 day. On the upside, we want to see if it breaks 267, and we can start going to 269, maybe even higher. Let's jump over towards the 20-day over here. 20 days actually crossed down, and she's rejecting that 20-day trade line. So definitely a key sign for a possible reversal. So let's see what happens. You never know. Any news that Elon says can overall affect the stock. But overall, you could see that it's struggling to continue to go up. And right now, we're showing signs of bearishness with candles holding below the trade line. MACD's crossed down. So if we start to break below that 265, we start going 262 and lower. And above that 267, if we start to hold above there, we can start going to 271, which is the 20-day SMA. Last but not least, going to talk about SPY. SPY's same situation, kind of in the sideways rant over here. Haven't been making any really new highs, right? We hit that 459, and then we basically came down on the 27th, right? And then I think that's when Powell was speaking, and then we've been kind of just going sideways ever since. This is the 20-day MACD's crossed down. We are trading below the 20-day trade line as well. RSI has room to travel to the downside. So it's showing signs of bearishness now on the 20-day. Now, if we jump over towards the 180-day, it's starting to cross down. RSI has more room to drop. We're seeing candles hold below the trade line, which is around like that 457 level. So we'll want to watch to see if we continue to hold below 457. We have a strong support on SPY at 455. I think once we start to break that level, we could start basically going a lot lower, maybe even retest that 452, maybe go lower from there, maybe even retest the SMA at 440, 445. So let's see what happens. But I think we definitely need to wait for that 455 break before we can start basically squeezing down towards 452. And then to the upside, I'd love to see a break and hold above that 459 just because it's so recent. And this could possibly become a double top, and we could possibly come down lower from there. Or maybe she hold above it and we continue uptrend. So let's see what happens. There is some type of support at 455.26. So maybe you want to be careful of that as well, 455.26. And then we can start basically going to 452. This is the 20-day. So that's going to be it. Hopefully you guys learned something. If you guys have any comments for me, you guys can message me on Instagram. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if you guys want to stay tuned for these morning watch lists. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.